Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello. I'm here with this wonderful little Sebastian. Thank you for bringing that. I get to keep it?
Oh, no, please, it's mine.
Oh.
Please.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So, how did you two first meet each other?
We met with the
Tinder.
director.
Good profile?
We met at a bar.
Yeah. And it just happened to...
One thing led to another, and now we made a movie.
Now we have a baby. No, we'd never met until doing this movie, and so we met at a read-through.
Not very exciting.
You're basically two of the most popular actors right now. So, if you wrote your memoirs today, what the titles would be?
All right, I've got one. Here I'll go. I'm not mean, I'm crazy.
Nice.
Mine is going to be called Kingdom, but it's going to be spelled Kingdumb.
These roles are really physical, and you've done pretty physical movies before. Has it ever happened that you thought, I can't pull this scene off and try it anyway and succeed?
Yeah, that happened to me a lot on Passengers, and Chris stepped in, where he could and kind of helped me. And then, some of the water stuff was very tricky. And then that is what stunt doubles are for. But yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, we have some really awesome and dedicated stunt people. We try to do as much as we can, or as much as they'll allow us to do. They never want to put us in a position where we'll be injured because we're like, assets to them. Not that they care about us. They just don't want us to be out of work.
Souls.
Yeah. But so we do as much as we can, and it's always I like that. I like the physical aspects of it, and I find it as I like that challenge. But this was really grueling, and there was a lot of wire work, and we both relied heavily on well-qualified stunt people.
Mentioning this water scene, the bubble, how did it work?
I was in a tank, and then they, CG'd it to make it look like I was in a bubble. But I think the hardest part, there were lots of different kind of difficult physical aspects of it, but really, like, the hardest part of that whole thing was really simple. Going upside down and not blowing water out your nose because you couldn't have bubbles. And then water goes up and around your sinuses, and I was just drinking water just all day. That was the worst part.
Yeah.
So,
And getting pruny.
And getting great.
too long in the water. Who signed the movie first between the two of you?
You, right?
I did. I think I did. Yeah. I got the script, and I'd heard from everyone that read it that it was their favorite script they'd ever read, and I read it, and it became my favorite script I'd ever read. And I was instructed to imagine Jennifer Lawrence as the lead, which you do sometimes. You imagine an actor that you might like, but it was before she ever signed on. And when I finished reading the movie, picturing Jen in that role, I just couldn't imagine anyone else in that role. And thankfully, Jen signed on to make the movie because she was the only person who could play this role.
Thank you.
I'm super admirative on your stand on Equal Pay, Jennifer.
Oh, thank you.
So, as an actor, how does the volition to make a good movie because you believe in it and not want to being taken as a fool because you have to walk away sometimes? How do you balance that?
Well, it's all up to you. It's all your decision, because what I do is creative. I can make a decision to do a movie for a creative reason, even though I'm not getting. This is not this movie, by the way. I was paid very well, and I'm very grateful. But that happens sometimes. If you have a creative job, you can forfeit financially because you choose to. But that's not on anyone's values. That's a decision that I'm fortunate enough to be able to make. But again, I was paid very lucratively for this movie. I would hate for it to come out that I'm complaining about my paycheck on Passengers. One day, I'll get there. I won't stop till I get to $1 billion.
That's a good goal. You've done comedy, drama, and what about the musical?
I assume she's talking to you.
No, both of them.
What?
I'm doing
No, not for me.
showcasing your.
No, when I sing, I sound like I swallowed a bucket of rusty nails. You, however.
Oh, a musical? I am actually a giant fan of musicals, which you might.
That's adorable.
You might not, expect that, but I really love musicals, and so.
You need to write a comedy where you're singing in it.
Really?
Yeah. I just
Okay.
came up with it right now.
Thank
Everybody
you.
hold him accountable.
Will you be my
Watch it?
co-star?
Yeah.
Will you?
Yes.
Nice.
All right, guys. Coming out
Nice.
2018.
2018.
If the audience were to remember one thing about the performances in Passengers, what would it be?
When I find out very, very, very disturbing news.
Yeah.
Oh, when you first, before you kind of understand, when you're in the room, asking questions, saying, "Why am I the only one here?"
Yeah. Like
you're-
learning my fate.
Yeah, it's like a realization, but you still aren't 100% convinced yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me when I watched.
That's the
you.
moment. Thank you. That's so nice.
When you're the main characters, but the only characters, human characters, in that movie, almost. So do you feel more pressure when, you know, every scene has you in it?
Well,
I didn't because I come on after he's been, so most of my scenes were with him, but he had a whole castaway, act.
yeah.
Which I'm sure was stressful.
Yeah, I feel like I just saw it as a challenge. I love the challenge of this, and when I was reading the script, it was daunting, and but I like that. I like to try to, find stuff that operates in a realm that I've never done before. I feel like I get to do that in this movie, and that was really exciting for me. It was different than anything I'd done before, so I didn't necessarily feel pressure. Maybe I should have. Watching it is a different experience because if some of the movies I've done before, they've got great ensemble, like big ensemble casts, like a Guardians of the Galaxy or something, and I can get lost in the animation and the other characters and the story, and I'm not fixated on watching myself. So watching yourself in a movie where it's just you for a while is a little different, and that's when I really feel pressure. But in the process of making it, not really.
So are you big sci-fi nerds or not at all?
I love sci-fi movies and I love space movies. I wouldn't classify this movie as a sci-fi movie. I see it more as a romance set in space, but I do love that genre.
Yeah, me as well. Yeah, yeah.
He's lying.
Same answer.
He's clearly lying.
Yeah. I mostly watch documentaries.
Of course, on National Geographic,
Yeah.
of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they said they needed a song that was 5,000 times better than Candle in the Wind.
Oh.
So I wrote a song called 5,000 Candles in the Wind.
And it's rolling.